Swamp Thing, Slant Thing, dun 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 dun, you nick na heart sing, dun dun. Let's get into it. Swamp Thing is from 1982, lasts just over an hour and a half, and what's the tagline? Well, science transformed him into a monster. Love changed him even more. What a lot of rubbish. Swamp Thing stars Adrienne Barbeau as Alice Cable and Louis Jourdan as Arcane, the villain. Yes, indeed. So the movie opens up with Alice Cable, who's known as Cable throughout the movie, arriving with her boss, Charlie, into the swamps. Yeah, she's there to be part of the research team. Right, and she arrives and she meets the other scientists. The doctors, Alec and Linda, who she thinks are a married couple, that are actually siblings. There are loads of guards around the place because it's a top secret organisation. And she meets the big boss, Ritter. While this is going on, we see a research scientist that has gone missing. He's been hunted through the marshlands by a small army. Yeah, the army are obviously the bad guys, and they are led by Ferret and Boris. Ferret and Boris. Ferret is the main leader. Boris is his right-hand man. I recognise him. Who? Ferret? No. Boris. Yeah. Why? Oh, Boris is the same actor that was in Darkman. Ah, yeah. That falls out the window. Yeah. Well, it's thrown out the window. Anyway, they catch up to this research scientist that's on the run, and do you remember how they kill him? Yeah, they get a snake to bite him in the face. And nady on his privates. Maybe, we don't see, we just see the snake getting lowered out of frame in another stream. So Alec and Linda, the doctors, are trying to create a serum which will make plants strong, and it means they can grow in deserts and, you know, barren places so that they can feed the world. Yeah, it's a noble cause.
I can respect that.
I don't know why it's radioactively growing green, but they do it. They managed to make the serum, so it's all big celebrations. Linda is very happy. Oh, Alec is even happier because he just grabs Cadle and just starts snogging her. Consent, mister. Oh, sorry. Consent, doctor. Right. Anyway, Cable runs off in excitement to tell Charlie and Ritter what's happened. But when she gets outside, she sees all the guards are dead. She finds Charlie dead. And then she is captured by the invading small army, Ferret and his men. Yeah. And she shoots one of them, just murders one straight away with no hesitation. That's right. She has a bit of a fight with them, but she is captured, dragged to the lab door because her thumbprints needed to open it. They knock her out and use her limp body to get into the lab. Oh yeah. So she's unconscious, but she's coming in and out of consciousness. Yeah, and she's got like a notebook. It's the last tart of the formula needed for this serum. Right, so the army come in and they're like, give us the serum, give us the formula, or we'll kill you both. Yeah, and then we find out Ritter is in charge of the army. But not really.
He's being difficult.
No, Ritter. Not you.
No, Dr. Holland. Not Ritter. Ritter, poor fellow, is long dead.
It's Arcane. Dun, 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 dun. And he says, you don't know me, but you've heard of me. I am Arcane. What kind of villainous intro is that? Well, I don't know. But they obviously have heard of him. And then he says, Alec, give me the formula and the serum, or I'll shoot your sister. Yeah, and then he just shoots her anyway.
Poor Alice.
So Alec runs off, but he trips up. There's a bit of a struggle. He trips with the serum in his hands, and it splashes all over him and sets him on fire for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why, but he sets on fire, runs off for ages, and dies into the swamp. So he's soon dead, but Cable comes to, still clutching her notebook, and then she sees all the soldiers going around cleaning up the dead bodies. But she wakes up and she gets seen, so they give chase, and she's getting chased through the swamps, and then she's caught easily. They take her out, Ferret and all that, take her out in a boat, and stick her head under the water, and start to drown her. Yeah. And it seems like they actually do it. Yeah. But then a green hand comes out of the water, grabs Ferret and tails her into the swamp. And this is Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing takes Cadle, carries her into the forest and just hides her beneath one single branch. Yes, he does. The Barney guys come along. One of them finds Cable because she's hiding under a twig. And Swamp Thing comes up behind him, kills him? No, he just grabs him from behind and throws him like B.A. Baracus. So there's lots of that in this movie. The monster chucking people around without actually harming any of them. And then Cadle manages to escape. She gets to a gas station run by a little boy by the looks of it. This is Jude, and Jude's got some deep voice, by the way. Yeah, he does.
Uh-huh. Here comes trouble.
And he is so monotone. Everything he says, he's like, hey, I'm coming with you. Oh, hi, I'm Jude. He's not the most dynamic young actor. This is the only thing he's in. Surprised? I don't think he's terrible, he's just a bit... Don't say that. Cable uses the phone in the gas station to call her headquarters, and the operator says, I'll put you through to Ritter right now. Cable says, I'm pretty sure he's dead, but she gets put through anyway, and even though she's pretty sure he's dead, and it's Arcane on the other end of the phone, she still speaks to him and says, this is exactly where I am, come and send help. Arcane pulls up, not even in disguise anymore. Arcane pulls up in his car with all the bad guys following. There's a big shootout. She finds a gun in the store. She says to Jude, hey, do you have a gun in here? And Jude says, what kind of place do you think this is? Of course! Best line in the movie. It's pretty good.
Is there a gun here? What kind of place you think this is? Of course there is.
So there's a bit of a shootout. She fires once, the gun sort of blows up in her hand because it's so old. She just drops it instantly. Then she runs off and, well, she jumps over a log, right, and runs into the forest. Clearly a stunt double, because it's definitely Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But she runs off into the forest and Jude decides to go with her. He runs into the forest with her, and then they have to be rescued by Swamp Thing. Yeah, because she's being chased by a truck, right? And instead of like dodging through the trees like she does initially, and the truck's getting stuck and it can't follow her, she then runs onto the road and just runs in a straight path up the road. Yeah.
She's dumb.
Anyway, Swamp Thing jumps out of the trees and smashes the truck. And takes out the bad guys? Well, just chucks them. Yeah. But after this big chase and gunfight and stuff, Swamp Thing finds Jude. Dead. Yeah. It looks like he's dead in a little boat by the river. He's covered in blood. And Swamp Thing just heals him. Just brings him back to life, just like that. No explanation, no rhyme or reason. Just does it. Yes, he does. So, Swamp Thing leaves, Jude and Cable catch up with each other. Jude says there's a cabin nearby. You can go and get some new clothes there. How? Just steal someone's clothes? I mean, we never see the cabin, but they leave the cabin and a fresh set of clothes. And then once again the army appears, Jude runs off, and Cable catches up with Swamp Thing. And Swamp Thing suddenly can speak. Yeah, and the first time he speaks, he's like, and then he's like, oh, hello, Nadia. Well, not quite like that, but it's as if he's having trouble forming words like a Frankenstein's monster or something. But then the next scene, he's speaking as eloquently as anything. Bloody Shakespeare over here. Well, he's talking about how there's beauty to be found in everything. Yeah, which is like a line Alex said at the start, so she knows it's him. Instead of just saying, hey, it's me, Alec, he's like, here are some cryptic clues. See if you can figure out my real identity. Alright, Rumpelstiltskin, calm down. But anyway, they go their separate ways again for some reason. Alice is captured, taken to the boat, and Ferret forces a kiss on her, just like Alec did. Yeah, but she instantly escapes, jumps in the water, Ferret follows, and Swamp Thing finally does something. He grabs Ferret by the skull and crushes it. He kills him. One bad guy down, finally. After this, Cable and Swamp Thing are both captured. They catch Swamp Thing in a big net. No! And then they cut to Arcane's mansion that night, where there's like 200 people sitting on a big dinner party, a big celebration, and every single one of them are cool with a lady being tied to a chair. Cable's tied to a chair while Arcane gives his speech. He toasts Boris as the captor of Swamp Thing. He says, it wouldn't be possible without Boris. Everyone raise your glasses. Ah, wee Doris, he's so happy. He is. And then he drinks his drink, and then Arcane says, by the way, we got the last notebook. We figured out the serum. Doris, you just drank it. Yes, so he expects Boris to be super strong or giant or, you know, the same as Swamp Thing. But nope, it doesn't work that way for Doris. It changes him, it does change him, it changes on into a little tiny, like, monkey pig. Yeah, it's kind of a cross between a monkey and a pig, I'll give you that. And it dives on the table and it's like, what have you done to me? What's going on? And anyway, Arcane goes, takes Cable and something to the cellar, because he's got a dungeon for some reason. He's got him chained up and he says, why did this happen to Doris? Why didn't he get big and strong like you? Swamp Thing explains it takes what you are and accentuates that. So for Boris, he was a coward, he was small and always an underling. So it turned him into this little goblin monkey thing. Why was Alec changed to a Swamp Thing? He was never a free. He was never a workout guy like big and strong. So strange. So Arcane goes upstairs to think and then drink. Yeah. Despite everything, he thinks, I'll just drink the potion as well.
That sounds like a great idea.
He thinks he's a genius, so he thinks it'll make him a super genius. Yeah. And he knows it'll transfer in his body. Yeah. I don't know what he's expecting. I don't know either, but while he's drinking it, Cable and Swamp Thing escape the dungeon. Yeah, Doris helps him. He's like, hey, there's a lever up there in case a guard ever get locked in here. So, twist it this way, twist it that way, dodge your uncle, you're right. Arcane comes down, he's transformed. First of all, he transforms into the Grimace. And then he breaks out of that shell, and he's like a giant hog. It's a bit strange, he's like a warrior pig thing from Star Wars with long hair. And he gets a sword. And he goes down to the cellar, he goes down to the dungeon, and he's going to kill Swamp Thing. But then Doris runs about his feet like, hey, over here, distracts him. And then he just gives up on Doris, chases Swamp Thing and Cable into the swamps. Yeah, we don't see Boris again, he just runs up the stairs giggling, and he has a happy ending as a goblin pig thing. Anyway, there's a big fight in the swamp. Cable is hurt by the sword, actually she's killed. Swamp Thing and the pig thing, Arcane, fight. Swamp Thing wins, kills Arcane, and then you think, oh no, poor Alice, she's dead. But we've already seen him healing a dead person before, so there are no stakes, doesn't matter. So he just heals her, and then says, I need to get back to research. See you later. And Cable says, I can help. I'll be your hands. And he says, no, I must live here now in the swamps. Goodbye. Rushes off into the swamp. And then Jude arrives from nowhere. Gets a big hug from Alice. And then they just leave together. And that's the end. What? Had you seen this before? No, this is a movie I had always wanted to see. I always thought it looked cool. I think if if my local video shop had had it when I was growing up, I would have definitely rented it and watched it. But I only just watched it recently, just like you. Yeah, good choice, because it's rubbish. I wouldn't say it's rubbish. It's got cool moments. It's quite, I mean, it's of its time, but it's kept going. I thought it was boring. Until the last 10 minutes, I thought it was really quite dull. Really, there's loads of army stuff and shooting and hiding and running and fighting and... yeah, but it's all like so TV quality. I know what you mean. It's... I mean, in this country it is a PG, so... I guess that tells... even though you see a naked dude, you see a naked dressed... yeah, there's a scene where Adrienne Barbeau has a little wash in the river. The dirty Nanky River. Yeah, but she has a wash and you see her naked breast from the side. A little bit of nipple. Yeah. But apparently in America, there's more scenes of that with, you know, you see her from the front, naked for several minutes. We should have rented that. No. But I thought this was good fun. I don't think it holds up massively well, but I know they remade it, really. Oh my god, you're going to make us watch that, aren't you? Well, I think the remake will have more CGI, probably, well definitely. But also I think it'll have more, it'll be paced more to your liking, right? Toothpaste. No, not that kind of paste, no. Any trivia? Oh yes. Wes Craven directed this, the Nightmare on Elm Street guy. Oh yeah, the Scream guy, yeah. And when he was approached about making it, he didn't know it was based on a comic book. Because when he was growing up, he went to a church that banned all comic books. Killjoys. What else? Dick Durock. Yeah, he played Swamp Thing. Oh, I thought it was the same actor that played Alec. Nope. Anyway, he suffered from heat exhaustion and had to stop filming so many times. He almost passed out so many times. Happy days. Not for him. Any more? One more. So, when Doris is transformed and Arcane is transformed, when Wes Craven saw the final makeup and models, he was like, this is not what I had in mind. And then he was asked, what did you have in mind? And he just said, he let out a big sigh. Well, that's Swamp Thing from 1982. Let us know what you think. Did you grow up with it? Or are you new to it like us? And let us know if the remake's any good. Leave a comment below. Hit like, hit subscribe. Watch another video. Swamp Thing, I think I love you.